Yeah. Fingers are rolling.
Mm-hmm.
Kelsey Rose, The Athletic. JB, we talked yesterday about wanting to get Evan involved more offensively. What did you see tonight, especially in the second half?
He was determined, to help us win this game. We know what he's capable of. We believe in him, a lot. And, he was attack-minded, and he went out to prove a point. I think he did that.
When, kind of looking at these first couple of games with him, did you see a little bit of hesitancy there with like that attack-mindedness, or was that just even more so?
You think about it too, and just to be fair, this is his preseason, right? He goes down in training camp, gets one preseason game. It takes people time to catch a rhythm, especially coming back from that injury. So, there was no speculation about his game or talent or ability. Like, we know who Evan is, and we know what he's capable of. We just have to be fair, you know what I mean, and judge him under the right microscope, understanding that he's working his way through his preseason while everybody else is, had that opportunity.
Chris Fedor, Cleveland.com. JD, what did you say to the guys in the locker room at halftime?
I'll let them tell you. I can't repeat it. My mama washed my mouth out with soap.
How do you feel like they responded to said message that would get you in trouble with mom?
Yeah, I think they responded well. You know what I mean? Like, they took it and they understood it. And, there was a fire lit. And I appreciate those guys for them responding.
Was there something specific in the first half that you didn't like about how you guys were playing?
Everything. I don't think we played Cleveland Cavaliers basketball in the first half. Defensively, I didn't like the way we were competing. Things were too easy. I thought we were trying to do too much offensively instead of taking the play that was in front of us. I didn't like our attention to detail. So, all of it.
Thank you.
Danny Cunningham, ESPN Cleveland. JB, I know neither Donovan nor Caris had a great night shooting from the floor, but what did you think of their ability as playmakers getting on the ball?
They have the ability to make people better. You know what I mean? Like, there's going to be a ton of pressure on them all the time. And they have a really talented cast around them. So because of that, even if their shot's not going, they still have the ability to put people in position to be successful. And we have guys who can get the job done. So they're not a one-dimensional group. You know what I mean? Like, both of those guys have the ability to be more than just scorers, although we know, what they're capable of there.
And how did Dean being in the starting lineup help you guys with space offensively early on?
Well, I think it's that. I think, he's a threat from the three-point line. I think he made, 2 out of 3 in the first half, and a couple of them early. It's just now people respect that, and it gives everybody else an opportunity to move as well.
Marla, right now, our Akron Beacon Journal, Jarrett had like a 4-minute span there in the third quarter where it was just played like a monster. Is that the most aggressive you've seen him in a while? And just, do you think that rubbed off on the other guys?
Yeah, that's how Jarrett Allen leads. He's not the most vocal guy, but guys follow his actions, and that's what we've become accustomed to. And, he received the message clearly that that's what we needed from him, and there was no answer for him when he decided to go get it done.
And Evan sort of started that when he passed to Jarrett. Are you seeing more of that mobility, assist starting to click or something?
Yeah, we just got to, we just got to get him back involved and in rhythm. You watch the guys play pickup in the summer, and it's nothing like NBA basketball, so giving guys an opportunity to play games against other NBA players, catch their rhythm. Like, we know Evan's skill set, and those two guys work really well together.
Spencer Davies, basketballnews.com. Some of the biggest crowd reactions were actually for Paolo because of his defense, and he drew a couple offensive fouls. What kind of boost did that guys give you guys there, especially in the fourth when there was some momentum changing?
Yeah, we needed him, and that's who he is. Like, he can be a pest. He can get underneath guys' skin. He can move his feet. He beats guys to spots to take charges. But that's the grit of this group, right? Like that's where we hang our hat, is going out and try to win the scrap. How do we win the toughness? How do we win in the trenches? And we have to be grittier. We have to be scrappier than everybody else. He personified that tonight.
Right down you. JB, to go off Marlo's question a little bit, is the big passing between Evan and Jarrett something you really want to encourage and accentuate this offense a bit?
Yeah, we want our bigs to take care of each other. Like no one understands, the job of a big man and how unheralded that job can be at times than another big man. So we want big guys to look out for each other. Obviously it's not a selfish thing, but like when a big has a ball and there's another big open, we need to throw him the ball. We're asking our big guys to do a ton defensively. How they protect the rim, how they rebound the ball. They guard multiple positions. Like offensively, everybody wants to feel a part of it. So, the bigs, work together defensively. We expect the same of them offensively as well.
Chris. JB, we talked to you pregame about Darius and his status. Do you need him to practice before playing?
We need him to get some work in. There's not a lot of time for a full speed practice. We have 100 coaches, on our staff who can kind of recreate, live action, and again, it's a matter of like him being comfortable playing and doing the things that will be necessary. His skill and talent and all those things will work itself out. But like being able to see the ball from this side of the floor, like that's a dangerous thing if he can't. So that's what we have to make sure. And then like once that's fine, he'll work his way back into basketball.
When he is back, how does that change what you need from Donovan on a nightly basis, given what you've gotten from Donovan in the first four?
I just think it takes some of the pressure off of him for sure. He doesn't always have to be the primary ball handler. Sometimes he can be a decoy, and it's a hell of a decoy. Sometimes he just goes stand in the corner. You know what I mean? Like he doesn't have to be involved in everything. So, obviously he's capable of it, but it would be nice when Darius is back to like allow them to ping pong off each other and compete like that, and close games and put them in actions where now defenses have tough decisions to make.
Okay, that's gonna wrap it up for Coach.
Thank you guys. Have a good night.
We're gonna bring Jarrett and Evan to the press conference.
Wondered if you could tell us kind of what the message from JB was at halftime and how did you feel like you responded to it?
Yeah, he kind of lit us up at halftime. He was just really just trying to get us to play our brand of basketball, Cavaliers basketball. He felt like we weren't really doing that, and he's definitely right. In the second half, we just try to do what he said and really pick it up, and that's what we did.
Is that the maddest you've seen him?
Probably not. I mean, some games it just be like that.
Danny Cunningham, ESPN Cleveland Evan. In the third quarter, especially, it seemed like they really tried to force you to the ball offensively. Did that help you get into a more comfortable spot on that end of the floor?
Yeah. I found my rhythm in the second half. I feel like I was going to get the ball whenever it got stagnant, and that's what we've been really working on. And second half, I really got to it. First half, I just got to put like the whole entire game together. But we're going to celebrate this win right now.
Was getting you more involved offensively part of JB's message at halftime?
Not necessarily. He was really focused on the other things like our defense and rebounding and other intangibles things. Not necessarily that.
Evan, I'll write down if you played. Evan, how important is it to you guys in the offensive scheme to focus on big passing, especially between you and Jarrett?
I mean, it's very important. Big to big passing, small to big passing is all important because, I mean, we have two pretty good bigs. So we definitely got to get them the ball when they're open. And sometimes they're tough passes, but we just got to keep working on it. And also chemistry as well, knowing when he's going to post up or when I'm going to post up and just delivering the ball.
And did you say anything to your brother as he opened up training camp in charge?
Not really. I just he knows what to do. He's been in these positions, so I'm sure he's going to do what he can and do well.
Just one more thing about the third quarter. Jarrett was just like a maniac. I mean, you think it was a result of the speech, or I mean, you got it going though with the pass, but what do you think sort of lit him on fire?
It might have been the speech. It could have been just himself talking to himself, confidence, anything. I don't really know. I'm not him, but he definitely got it going, and that was like the spark we needed, and it really rallied like the rest of our team for sure.
So you fed off that too?
Yeah, for sure.
Chris Fedor, Cleveland.com. Hey, Evan, how many curse words were used in the speech?
A lot. I couldn't tell you how many.
And then for you specifically, was there something about this game that allowed you to play with more comfort?
Yeah, I mean, just second half, I was just really looking to attack. And once I attacked a few times, I got my rhythm and really got it going. I mean, I missed like most of the preseason, so I really feel like I haven't got a rhythm yet going. But gradually, I feel like I'm getting more and more in that rhythm and also in better shape as well because on my ankle injury, I couldn't really run around and stuff. So I felt like I lost a little bit of what I had. So.
Your brother really liked that face-up off the dribble jumper that you threw in there.
Yeah, I didn't see his reaction yet, but I'll probably see it soon.
Did you get that from him?
Nah, he got it from me.
Anything else?
John Rutter, SI Media Group. You were messed up against Bull for a portion of the night. Usually you're the one that is able to kind of create shot adjustments with your length and athleticism. What was that like going up against that tonight?
Bull, he's very tall, very lengthy, so you got to kind of get him off balance sometimes or shoot it early or just throw off his rhythm because if he times your shot up, it's probably going to be a block. So it was a little different in the beginning, but I got pretty used to it pretty fast.
Did you have anything to say to him after he got you in the first quarter?
Nah, not really. I mean, it's a block, so just keep playing.
Thank you.
I think that.
I like the pink.
Marlon Stars.
Another right now, our Akron Beacon Journal. Just the halftime speech JB gave. Was it how fiery was it? How I mean, was it out of character? Just
We deserved it, but all I'll say is you see how JB is animated during the game. Just multiply that by 3 for us. So that's all I'm going to say. It got us going.
well, what was the gist of the message? Was it just defense or was it everything?
It was everything. We weren't playing our expectation of basketball to our level of going out there and just playing with that fighting energy.
And you had a span there in the third quarter when you just kind of, was that what it was from, or?
No, I was thinking back and talking with the team. It was what got me going was the 3-second defensive call, and I started cheering. That's a thing that I do for the team. And I guess that got me going, and obviously JB's speech too, but just a mixture of that got me going.
One more quick thing. After you dunked on Bull,
Yeah.
did you growl afterwards?
No. I probably barked. I don't know what happened. But we were talking about it on the bench about just being aggressive and dunking everything. So I pointed back to them who I was talking with.
Chris Fedor, Cleveland.com. Hey, Jarrett.
Hey, hello. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
What did you see from Evan tonight?
Fight. He went out there and fought in the paint, throwing bodies, going after his own rebound, just going out there and showing why he's Evan Mobley.
What does that mean for him to be Evan Mobley?
Be the best player out there every night. That tenacity. I mean, he's a quiet guy. We know that. But he still can come out there with a lot of energy and do what he does and make buckets and block shots.
We've talked a lot about your defense. Last year you guys were top 5 in defense. You came into tonight, you were top 5 in defense again.
Okay.
Despite some personnel changes.
Right.
What is it about this group that allows you guys to be such a good defensive team?
I think it's our ability to adapt. We did change our defensive players. I don't know how to say that right, but that did happen. So we had to find a way to still be at the highest level. And that's a credit to the coaching staff. They looked at the roster. They found out what's going to work and what's not going to work for us. And we go out there and execute to the highest level.
Brendan Gulick, SI Media Group. I know you don't like to talk about individual statistics and things.
Right.
But you are the youngest active player in the NBA to get 3,000 career rebounds, and you're a couple of points from 4,000 career points. When you reflect on whether it's, I'm not talking about those specific stats,
right?
Do you take time during the season to reflect on things that you're proud of, or do you just get so locked in a moment that none of it matters to you?
I guess I do look back on it and be like, oh wow, that's a pretty good stat, and I just go out the next game and just play my game. I'm not too. I guess I am just locked in the moment and just trying to do the best that I can. And at the end of the day, looking back and after the game, if I see something cool like that, I'm like, that's nice. It's showing how hard I'm working on the floor is coming to fruition.
Evan Damar, right down Euclid. Jarrett, have you ever seen a guy as big as Donovan rebound the ball like that?
The thing, Donovan, it's like, it doesn't look like he jumps high to me, but then you see this freakish alien arm come out and just snatch the rebound. He has these long arms. He has this mentality to hunt every rebound, and he's a big guy. He's buff down there, so buff in the paint, and he will go and just snatch a rebound.
And we learned about you a little bit during the timeout, and you mentioned your favorite app's Reddit. What are your favorite subreddits to browse?
I like to keep that separate from.
SpencerDaviesBasketballNews.com. Going back to Evan, JB kind of said it's kind of like his preseason because of the ankle injury. Would you agree with that? And what's the ramp up process for him like, do you think?
It's funny. He did forget he twisted his ankle. He was out for the whole preseason. He only had one game. So it is going to take him a while to get in that season form to see where we saw him last year, where he left off. But as we keep going, I think tonight's a perfect example of where he can be and what he can do on the court. So just give him time. He'll be back to who he is.
And then you guys had a lot of two-man game last year. Do you think that that's something that can get him going kind of more or less on the offensive end, just kind of playing between one another?
I think so. It's something about playing basketball with your big. It's something that gets you going, and it's still more to come. We still have to flesh things out. We still have to make sure things are in the right order, but it's going to happen.
Very last question.
I can't resist Evan brought it up.
Mhm.
You really have a 20-year-old mattress?
20. Oh yeah, that thing's been in my house for a while. Yeah. Well, hey, it's my smell. It's been in my room. I got no shame in that. That's the most comfortable thing I sleep on.
Explain to me this about the 3-second thing. Do you always get fired up about that?
The thing JB was like, oh, they never call 3 seconds. Yeah, it's true because people standing there for 10 seconds. So and then he's always telling me, just stay in the paint, just stay in the paint. So whenever somebody gets 3 seconds, I just go crazy. It just happened to be me, so I started cheering for the bench.
Thanks.
You really are a game